The E3 sales continue. In this episode, we'll take another comprehensive look at 50 games that are on sale, this time focusing on games under $5. Hey everyone, I'm JP, and this is Good Talk HQ. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free to you, and it means the world to us, helps us grow as a community. On top of that, each week we sweeten the pot with 2 free eShop gift cards that we give away on Sundays to our loyal subscribers. All you'll have to do to enter is make sure that you're one of our subscribers, leave a like on any of the eShop videos throughout the week, and drop a comment down below so that I know to enter you into the giveaway. And for those of you who are returning viewers, have been here before, we appreciate you as always. It means the world to us. We cannot say it enough. Thank you so much. Oh, and make sure to keep leaving me comments down below. I love reading and responding to everyone. Alright folks, without any further ado, let's jump into today's list and try to save some money. Alright, and we're going to start today's list off with Aggelos. This is a 2D platform RPG from publisher PikuNiku and can take roughly 5 to 10 hours to complete. This game offers the standard template from classics such as Wonder Boy, with retro graphics and sound, but updates the mechanics for modern gamers. You'll explore an open world environment with dungeons to dive deep into and epic bosses throughout. The game is also loaded with secrets and side missions to complete, and a unique combat system which allows you to string together powerful attacks to clear entire screens of enemies in just seconds. We had a blast with this one, and it really does feel like an old school 16-bit era style game with tight controls and mechanics. You'll be able to grab this one up right now for just $3.74, down 75% from the original $15 price tag. Alright, next up on the list we have Alwa's Awakening. This is a single player 2D retro platformer that can take roughly 10 hours to complete, depending on how many secrets you want to uncover. This is an ultra challenging platform game where you'll face off against enemies and solve puzzles with your trusty magical staff. Along the way, there are numerous upgrades you can find in this large, interconnected world featuring a catchy 8-bit soundtrack made just for this game. These games can be notoriously unforgiving and don't tend to hold your hand, leaving you to find the next clue on your own. One neat feature here is the assist mode, which will add map icons and important items and instant respawns for less experienced gamers. Make sure you grab this one up before the sale ends on the 22nd for just $3.99, down 60% from the normal $10 price tag. Alright, next up we have Bastion. This is a single player action RPG from Supergiant Games and can take 10 to 20 hours to complete. These style of games can be amazing if done right, and I'm happy to say this is one of those times. Bastion features action-packed combat, stunning artwork, and a phenomenal soundtrack, and to top it all off, it even has a new Game Plus mode to add even more value to the sale price. One of the coolest modes for me personally was the No Sweat mode, which allows players of any age to jump in and experience the story, which I should mention has a unique feature in that the narrator is reactive, meaning he reacts in real time to what you're doing. Overall, we really enjoyed this experience, and you can grab it up right now for $2.99, down 80% from the normal $15 price tag. Alright, next up on the list we have Bot Vice. This is a single player arcade style shooter with loads of fast paced action. You play as a young protagonist and have a personal vendetta against a local crime gang, the Wildbots. Your goal will be to bring them all to justice, one way or another. Featuring super intense arcade style shooting with an auto aim system allowing for more time to focus on the fun gameplay mechanics, with loads of unlockables, extra modes, and difficulty settings for players of all different experience levels, an amazing pixel art style of graphics, and a catchy rock soundtrack. This is a great little pickup when it's on sale, and it's currently marked down 80% for just $1.99 until July 8th. Alright, next up we have BroForce. This is a 2D run and gun shooter with gorgeous 16-bit style retro graphics from publisher Devolver Digital, one of the best in our opinion. The game features both local and online multiplayer action as well, so it's a great game to play with some buddies or with your son like myself. Now, BroForce is a love letter to classic action cinema from the 80s and has a simple premise. Each level you're tasked with blasting your way through challenging but fair obstacles and baddies as you make your way to the chopper at the end of each level. The levels themselves are nearly fully destructible and adds a unique level of freedom in how you complete each mission. I also like that they included level editors so you can construct your own levels and share them online for others to play. You'll be able to grab this one up on sale 75% off from the normal $15 price tag, down to just $3.74 until June 22nd. Alright, and next up on the list we have Doom 3. Doom 3 has always been one of our favorite installments in the franchise. This is a single player FPS from Bethesda, and the main campaign is roughly 10 to 15 hours long. Doom 3 was the critically acclaimed retelling of the original Doom story, updated for modern consoles. It sees players battling through waves of demons and other monstrosities on your way to the final battle with Hell's mightiest warrior. You must stop the invasion and save your crew. This version also includes the DLC Resurrection of Evil and the Lost Mission expansion packs as well, for an ultra fair price when on sale, like it is until June 22nd. Right now you can grab it up for 50% off, just $4.99. Alright, next up we have Don't Starve. Don't Starve is a single-player survival adventure style game from Clay Entertainment, and this game is massive, roughly 50 to 100 hours to complete with side missions and all of the extras. In Don't Starve, you'll play as a young scientist named Wilson who has been trapped by a demon in a mysterious place full of dangerous creatures and harsh elements. Players will have to learn to adapt to and exploit their environment in order to escape and find a way back home. With the Switch version, they added some console exclusive enhancements that are pretty neat to check out. You'll be able to get this one right now as part of the sale for just $4.99, down 75% from the normal $20 price tag. Alright, next up we have Donut County. This is a unique single-player style puzzle game from Annapurna Interactive and will only take 1 to 2 play sessions to complete. This is a physics-based style puzzle game where you'll play as a sinkhole that grows bigger with each victim. The story was pretty funny, and the main plot centers around these raccoons that have created remote control sinkholes to steal everyone's food and belongings. You can even use the sinkhole to catapult items that you've swallowed up into different areas of the level, which will help solve puzzles on occasion. If you like funny little puzzle style games, grab this one up as part of the sale at 70% off, down from the normal $12.99 to just $3.89, but do keep in mind that it's a short game. Next up we have Flipping Death. This is a single player 2D puzzle adventure style game from publisher Zoink Games and offers roughly 5 to 10 hours of gameplay for the main story. In this game you play as a young woman named Penny who dies under abnormal circumstances, and when you wake up you find yourself filling in for Death himself. The unique feature to this game is the ability to flip between the world of the living and the world of the dead, and you'll use this ability to help you solve the many puzzles you'll encounter along your journey to uncover the mysterious circumstances surrounding your death. The game features rich and colorful environments and a unique pop-up book art style and a very emotional story that is sure to keep you engaged and moving forward. You can get Flipping Death until June 28th for just $3.99. It's a steal, marked down at 80% from the normal $19.99. Alright, next up we have Furi. This is a single player, fast-paced, twin-stick shooter with a mixture of swordplay mechanics thrown in from developer The Game Bakers. Now the main story will take roughly 5 to 10 hours to complete and features a mixture of intense one-on-one battles with the standard mayhem normally found in other twin-stick shooters. The game is a unique blend of the two styles and features 10 boss battles with multiple stages in between each battle, some focused on the one-on-one, some focused on the twin-stick shooting. It also features a one-of-a-kind soundtrack, and for some people is reason enough to buy the game alone. Furi is on sale right now for just $4.99, down 75% from its normal $20. Alright, and next up on the list we have Gato Robato. This is a charming and cute 2D retro style platform adventure game, once again from Devolver Digital, who usually does great work on these Switch games. Now this is another single player adventure that will take players roughly 3 to 4 hours to wrap up, and I was addicted to this game right away. I love the graphics and the controls are great. Plus, if I'm being honest, the title alone is worth a couple of bucks. Now in all seriousness though, behind the silly title and the retro graphics, which I loved, there's a solid game with really fun gameplay and an amazing retro sound. You'll hop in and out of your armored mech suit and traverse both land and underwater in this amazing little platformer. If you haven't yet, please give this one a look and consider grabbing it up for just $3.99 at half price, matching its all-time low. And next up on the list we have Horizon Chase Turbo. This is a fast-paced arcade-style racer available for 1 to 4 players and local couch co-op, and has a story or main campaign that will take over 15 hours to complete. And that's not including the DLC that's available as well. But of course this game is mostly about the multiplayer, and for most people this one excels in that area. This game is inspired by the great racing games from the 80s and 90s with bright retro graphics and excellent audio, both the soundtrack and the game sounds. Featuring a world tour for longer play sessions or tournaments for shorter play sessions, and an ever-changing playground mode that updates regularly, there is something for every fan of these old-school arcade-style racers, and you can grab this one up 75% off from its normal $20 for just $4.99. Alright, and next up on the list, one of my personal favorites, Inside. This is a single-player puzzle-style adventure game from publisher Playdead, and while the story will only last a couple of playthroughs, just 3 to 4 hours, I have to say this is absolutely one of my favorite games. You start this game just like many of the games in this style, alone and with no rhyme or reason for why you're in your current situation. Hunted and alone, you play as a young boy who finds himself on the run from a dark experiment with human subjects. As far as gameplay, it's a lot like Little Nightmares, where you'll move along a 2D plane and interact with different objects to manipulate your surroundings. The final act is unbelievable and I won't spoil it. Make sure you grab this one up before the sale ends on the 21st at just $4.99, marked down 75% from the normal $20. And of course, if you like Inside or Little Nightmares, then you'll probably also enjoy Limbo, which is another single-player adventure from Playdead and offers a great and unique experience. It's also on sale for the E3 promotion, down 80%, just $1.99. Alright, and next up on the list we have Mark of the Ninja Remastered. This is a single-player outing, once again from Clay Entertainment, the same folks that gave us the survival game Don't Starve, and can take over 15 hours to wrap up. This is once again a 2D platformer with excellent controls, smooth animation, and a great soundtrack. The story is a bit on the lacking side, but the gameplay more than makes up for it. The kills are brutal and the gameplay is engaging. I really like the simple yet satisfying stealth system in place in the game. One neat feature is that you have the option to play in complete stealth mode or just go nuts and rush into battle. This is an excellent game. Make sure you grab up Mark of the Ninja Remastered for $4.99, down 75% from the normal $20 price tag. Alright, next up we have Minit. Minit is a 2D retro-style single-player adventure game, once again from Devolver Digital, and the main story will take roughly 2 to 3 hours to complete. This is a neat little adventure game played 60 seconds at a time. Now usually in games when you have time constraints they can come off as more of an annoyance. However, the developers really have used clever level designs and gameplay choices that keep this feeling fresh and fun throughout the full experience. Basically what's happened is you've picked up a cursed sword, which has stuck you in a loop of 60 seconds. Every 60 seconds you'll die and end up back at home. This means you'll have to think quick and act fast. If you like games of trial and error, consider grabbing this one up before June 22nd, 60% off, just $3.99. Alright, and next up on the list we have Neo Cab. This is a single player experience from publisher The Fellow Traveler, and it's a unique simulation style game that will take roughly 4 to 6 hours to complete. The first thing that will drive many people to this game are the graphics and its uniquely neon lit atmosphere, which was absolutely stunning to look at the entire playthrough. Now in this game you play as a taxi cab driver, but unfortunately most of the game is spent reading dialogue and making choices in order to carry the story forward, which is fine, but I feel like they missed an opportunity here. However, it was pretty interesting to watch each passenger's story unfold, as you can pick them up multiple times and some of the stories are pretty neat to listen to. If you're interested in visual novel style games, this one is available for $3.99 at an 80% discount from the normal $19.99. Alright, next up on the list we have NeuroVoider. This is an adventure style game from Plug-in Digital that offers solo and local couch co-op action and can take more than 7 hours to complete. NeuroVoider is a twin-stick shooter with RPG mechanics thrown in, which takes place in a cyber-futuristic world where players will battle through hordes of enemies in some of the most intense fights on the list. As a matter of fact, someone actually counted and there were more than 8,500 unique baddies to fight in this game, which is incredibly impressive. With loads of customizable upgrades and loot, this is a great value for you and some of your buddies or family members. You can get NeuroVoider on sale marked down 70% off for just $4.19 until June 22nd. Alright, and next up on the list we have OxenFree. This is a single-player 2D adventure game from publisher Night School Studios, and the main campaign will take roughly 5 to 10 hours to complete. OxenFree is a supernatural thriller about a group of friends who mistakenly open a ghostly gateway during an overnight party. The game features an intelligent conversation system that will change the outcome of the story based on your dialogue choices. This is a wonderful experience for fans of old school horror films from the 80s, and right now OxenFree is available 70% off, down from $10 to just $2.99. Alright, next up on the list we have Outlast, the Bundle of Terror. This is a one-of-a-kind horror experience in gaming from publisher Red Barrels and will take roughly 5 to 10 hours to work with the main campaign. Firstly, I have to say this is a terrifying experience and is best played with the lights off and your headphones or speakers way up. In the first installment, you're tasked with exploring Mount Massive Asylum and surviving to tell the tale of its secrets. Players will be armed with nothing but their camera, so you'll either have to run or hide to survive. The game features no combat, but that doesn't take anything away from the experience overall. The graphics are great, and the Switch version includes the Whistleblower DLC as well for such a great low price. And you can catch it on sale, it's an excellent value. Right now, it's just $4.99, down 80% from the normal $25. The sequel is also on sale, but just right outside of the $5 limit, so I didn't include it in this list. Alright, next up on the list we have PikuNiku. This is another great game coming to us from Devolver Digital. This is a 2D adventure style puzzler that offers local co-op and will take roughly 4 to 5 hours to complete. The story takes place in a strange and colorful world where not everything is what it seems. Along your journey, you'll meet and help out a wide array of peculiar characters with some rather strange requests on occasion. Sometimes it's nice to have a game that can just make you feel like a kid again and bring a big smile to your face, and this game offers just that. One thing I will say, the story follows some pretty adult themes, so keep that in mind when making your decision on if you want to pick this one up or not. If so, it's available right now 70% off for just $3.89. Make sure to grab it up before June 22nd. Alright, next up we have Ruiner. This is another single-player action-adventure title from Devolver Digital that can take more than 10 hours to complete for the main story campaign. Now this is a brutal action-style shooter set in a distant future and is played from a top-down view. The game features the same fast-paced action and intense moments as something like Hotline Miami, only with beautiful 3D environments and a specifically crafted soundtrack. Like with Furi, a lot of people say that they buy the game just for the soundtrack, and that alone is enough to justify the price. Make sure you grab this one up for $4.99, 75% off from the normal $20 asking price. Alright, and next up on the list we have Rogue Legacy. This is a single-player 2D adventure platformer from publisher The Cellar Door, and is another great game offering 10 to 20 hours of gameplay. This is a roguelite style game where each run is about getting as far as you can. The unique feature with this game is that whenever you fail or die, your next run is carried out by your child. This adds a really unique spin on a genre that can get kinda stale. As each run your child is different. One may have vertigo, one may be a dwarf, the possibilities are endless. I thought this was a very interesting take on a standard format and really adds a lot of value to the title. The game is ultra challenging though, but it does offer loads of fun with excellent controls and animation. Grab this one up 70% off from the normal $15 down to just $4.49. Alright, next up we have ScreenCheat Unplugged. This is an FPS style party game from Samurai Punk and offers local couch co-op for up to 4 players. Do you remember the days of N64 FPS multiplayer greats like GoldenEye? And do you remember how often you would cheat and check out your friend's corner of the screen? Well, this game takes that concept and fleshes it out into a fully functional game, which can be loads of fun if you have a circle of gamer friends or family members to play with. In this game, everyone is invisible, and so you have to screen cheat. If you have some friends or family members that you often play games with, check out ScreenCheat Unplugged for just $2.20, right now 83% off until June 23rd. Alright, next up on the list we have Splasher. Splasher is a fun and challenging 2D platformer full of comedy and set in a cartoon world. This game comes to us from Plug-in Digital, and it's a fun little single player romp that will take 7 to 8 hours roughly to complete. In Splasher, players are armed with the paint cannon, and you'll face off against the dangerous Ink Corp in their mega factory. Your goal will be to save your fellow Splashers and defeat the final boss, Le Docteur. Now this game is challenging and will require lightning quick reflexes as you discover new ways to tackle each level. Featuring one of the most outrageous soundtracks and bright, colorful environments, I had to grab this little one up a bit ago. If you're a fan of comedy and you love 2D platformers that are tough as nails, grab this one up $3.74 until June 22nd. Alright, next up we have SteamWorld Heist Ultimate Edition. This is another single player outing on this list, this time from Image Inform International, and offers more than 20 hours of gameplay for completionists. This is a 2D action RPG with some strategy elements thrown in. There's even a New Game Plus for even more replayability, and the Switch version also has optional touchscreen controls as well. We really thought that the turn-based combat system was unique and a lot of fun. There's a whole lot of value here as this game also features all of the previous DLC included at no extra cost. Right now you can grab up SteamWorld Heist for just $4.99, down 75% from the normal $20 price tag. And for fans of the series, SteamWorld Dig is also on sale for $2.49, 75% off, both until June 22nd. Alright, and next up on the list we have Sundered. This is a 2D Metroidvania style game from publisher Thunder Lotus Games, offering more than 15 hours of main story gameplay, and local couch co-op as well. Sundered is a game where you'll confront hordes of enemies in an ever-changing world inspired by Lovecraftian lore. The game features a beautiful hand-drawn art style of graphics and animation, epic bosses, and up to 4-player local couch co-op, with hundreds of upgrades and even multiple endings based on how you play. Honestly, the art style is what drew me to the game first, but I really enjoy a good Metroidvania, so if you're like us, maybe check this one out until June 22nd, 75% off for just $4.99. Alright, next up on the list we have Transistor. This is another single player adventure game coming from Supergiant Games, the same folks that brought us Bastion. This game offers a main campaign that will take roughly 6 to 12 hours to wrap up, and a bit more maybe for completionists. Transistor features action-packed real-time combat infused with a robust strategic planning mode, and gorgeous hand-painted animations with an original soundtrack. Make sure to grab this one up for just $3.99, down 80% from the normal $20 asking price. Alright, and the last game that we're going to feature today is Wandersong. This is a single-player 2D platformer with a heavy emphasis on music. The game comes to us from Humble Games and offers a main campaign that lasts 9 to 10 hours. As I said, this is a game with a heavy emphasis on music and singing. You'll play as a goofy young bard, and you'll use music to interact with things along your journey. The game features an impressive cast of characters that you meet along the way with some pretty cool little puzzles and some of the most colorful graphics I've ever seen on the Switch. I have to say the game was fairly emotional and surprisingly good. Make sure you check this one out as part of the sale, down 75% for just $4.99. Alright, and here's a quick look at a couple of series sales where there were just too many games from the series to cover in this list. Alright, and here's a list of some games that are still on sale from previous videos that we've covered on the channel already. Alright, and here are a few games that for one reason or another I couldn't spotlight today in this list, but you maybe want to consider. Check them out. Alright folks, and if you'll allow me to have one more moment of your day before you get back to your busy schedules, I want to take a quick moment and say thank you as always. It means the world to us, the amount of support and reception that you have given us. Honestly, it's been truly unbelievable, beyond anything we could have imagined. Please make sure to keep commenting down below, hit that like button. It does help YouTube keep throwing us in front of new people. Our community is getting bigger by the week and we're getting stronger, and I'm excited to see where we go next. So please remember, each week we offer 2 free eShop gift cards to our subscribers. All you have to do is just hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and it enters you in for one of 2 free eShop gift cards each week, $5 each. Alright folks, I hope your wallets, your purses, whatever you carry your money in, I hope it's not hurting too bad, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Take us home, little man.
That's all for today's list. We hope you liked the video. If you did, consider subscribing and liking down below. Okay, bye!